Now, go to Google InfoQuest messages. I will show that on the boards, and then I will give you a few instructions to do that. I will also give you a time limit, because in the end I will really like that you say something, because this is the only chance for teacher Dan to hear how you do it. Otherwise, we would actually on Wednesday we would check your work, but in this case, of course, we'll try to do it today, at least something. So InfoQuest messages, just type it in your Google searcher, please, and then go to students. You know that, and then click your book 4, and then I will give instructions. We'll go to number 2. It's a very nice story about fears. Are there any fears that you have? Fear from school? Alright. Fear from homework? Alright, that's it. Have you got any phobias that you could say you are really afraid of something? Do you? Mine?
No.
No.
I know.
Gosh, but do you have any phobia that you're really afraid of something? Like dark places, heights, spiders. Kaya, I know your phobia is
What?
speaking in front of audience. Is it?
Yes,
A little bit. You'll see actually here. Now, let's go to search, and it goes like this. You will have 3 different stories about fear. Let's say, our fears. You'll see a good story about that. If I take a look at that, height, speaking in public, that's Kaya's version. The sea, spiders. Brilliant, you'll see that. All about fear. Why is fear? Describing the fear, causes of fear, the physical effects of fear. Something about introduction of this word. And facing your fears. What you need to do to face the fear. So those who are afraid of something, try to follow the steps. Introduce the steps to yourself. Maybe you can face the fear. So I would like you to relax, to read. It's like reading a magazine, online story. And after that, I have some worksheets, some handouts that I left in the room over there. So don't worry about that. It's for you, it's quite easy. We can do that on Wednesday. But today, I would like you to write a sort of report, or a test, or discuss. You will see that. But the only thing that I would like to know from you is that you are going to tell me something about what you learned. Something about fear factor, something about what kind of fears do you know, something about your personal opinion about that. How many people are afraid of this? What about you? Personal opinion about that. How we can face the fear. So it's simple like this. You have the magazine, online magazine. You read everything. Just relax, read. And then you have to tell us something about that at the end. With new vocabulary, new words. Like I always tell you, don't use your old language all the time. Try to use new things. Try to improve, upgrade your knowledge. Like this. The title in the notebook is actually all about fears, or just fears, whatever you do, or our fears, it doesn't matter. And at the end of the lesson, at the end, let's say 10 minutes till the end, at 1 o'clock, let's say, you'll try to tell me something about fear, and also something about general things, as well as your personal opinion. In my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, in my experience, so something about fears. I think it's a nice story, believe me. You're going to find yourself in this story, I think so. Some of you, of course. But we are all afraid of something, right there. Of course, every person is. It just depends what kind of fear is it. Is it a strong fear, like phobia? It's actually a little bit different. But we are all afraid of something. We are afraid of teachers. Are you? Alyash, are you? We are afraid of our parents if you do something wrong. Are you? Sure. So we are afraid. We have a fear of different animals, insects, wasps, hornets, spiders, snakes. Theo has got fear of doing homework and learning. Of course, this is the phobia. I don't know how to say homework phobia, but something like that. Of course, all of you. Thea has got the fear of missing the last shot of the basketball game. No?
No.
Of course you are.
I'm afraid of snakes.
You're afraid of snakes, so you really have the phobia that you are shaking when you see that animal. I don't know, everybody probably, right? And all of you have got fear of speaking English in the class. Right? I know that. And I've got the fear of silence in your class. Like today, when I have a guest like this, and I ask you a question, and I have a fear that you're going to be silent. And this fear always comes true, Anna. Right?
Right.
Always. You never leave me down in this case. And I have also a fear of Anna singing. Not because she's singing that bad. She's a good singer, but I still got this horror vision that she was singing at 2 a.m. in the morning, right behind me for several hours. So I still got nightmares, but thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, good. So enjoy 20 minutes, please. The emphasis, our fears, what kind of fears have we got? So we actually wrote something about that. What did you find out? Very simple. What did you find out about that, Patricia, if you please tell us something?
But when we say about fear,
Maybe something what you found out or what you wrote in your notebook. Maybe you can just read.
the fear is an emotional feeling, and that it appears when you feel that you're in danger.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you. Kaya, can you help her out about, you wrote something or what did you write down? What did you write down?
Fears are often caused by imagination or post experiences if you experience something.
Sure.
And you don't know.
So have you ever experienced something bad that you have a fear speaking in public?
Not.
Not really, right?
Yes.
But you just have. It's like something that we do have or we don't have. Kaya, what about these 4 people, or were there 4 or 3? I don't know. 4. What did they say about fears?
A boy was scared of heights, and one day he went to a swimming pool and his friends were jumping out of the diving board, and he wanted to join them, but he was too scared of the height because the diving board is too high.
Sure. Anybody had the same experience, similar experience? Have you ever been on somewhere high? Where? Trigo, yeah. Okay. London, sure. But you feel safe there, right? Because it's so secure. Some sort of. But have you ever been on this diving board? What you said?
Yes.
Really? Where?
Instinctive.
Where?
Instinctive.
I don't know. What? How high was it? It's like 10 meters.
5 meters.
5 meters. And how did you feel?
At first I was scared, but then I jumped and I was.
You did?
It was
Yes.
You felt the adrenaline rush.
Yes.
I'm afraid of heights. I have to say that. But it depends what kind of heights. Like I just said, London Eye, it's 130 meters high. And I was not so afraid. But if you stood 100 meters high on some diving board, you cannot compare, right? It's very good. What did you say about diving board? Where were you?
In between.
You're at 10 meters probably. Is it 10 meters? 5 also. Do we have 10 meters in Slovenia somewhere? I don't know if we have. But we had in Pristan, I think we had, or we have 5 meters. I don't recall. Okay, Anna, what about the next fear? What did you write?
I wrote something about
about that your behavior changes when you're frightened and afraid, that you become nervous, you're paranoid and alert at all times if something will hurt you or something, and you're sweating. And
True.
these are
Can you notice someone that someone is doing something bad, and some experts actually notice because your behavior changes? If you want to do something illegal and you cross the border, do you think that somebody can spot your behavior? Like Anna said, you're sweating. I think that's one good sign that you're doing something wrong. Sure. Have you ever lied to your parents? But you're an expert in this, so you actually don't show signs anymore. But do you remember your first lie to your parents? How did you feel? Or maybe if you got a bad grade and you want to say, when your parents asked you, Aljaž, how was it in English? And you got 1, and you were like, yeah, it was okay. I didn't know it a lot, but still, just give me the grade. What did you get? Well, I got 5, of course. Have you ever done that? Have you lied to your parents? You did. Usually, what kind of lies are that? Tell.
What grades?
What grades?
Learning and homework.
Yes, Teo, thank you very much for sharing.
What color are those lies?
Well, yeah, they're probably white lies.
White lies.
Yeah. Yeah, these are quite innocent lies, but still. Okay. Marisa, Kaya was telling about height. Which one of these 4 do you think you can cope with, or you cannot cope with, sorry, that you actually see yourself in this kind of fear?
In the 4th one, my
Fourth.
fear of spiders.
Okay, please.
I'm very afraid of spiders, and I get very paranoid when I see one. I can't touch it or kill it, even kill it if I can, because I'm very afraid of it. And it's really hard to deal with the fear.
So, let's say that there's a spider crawling like here, and Anna says, there's a spider. How would you react? Like, real?
I would scream and run
Scream?
around the classroom.
And hoping the spider will fall down? Wouldn't you do like that?
No.
No, because you were just running like a cartoon, like this. But the spider, of course, will still stick. It's very, yeah. Spider, like Spider-Man, and the spider will be like this on the road. Okay, spiders. Sure. Why are people so afraid of spiders? Any bad experience? Probably not. Because nobody has a bad experience with spiders. We don't live in Australia, we don't live in some countries where we have poisonous spiders, like in Australia they do, but we still have a fear of spiders. Who is to blame? Television or the spiders. So the way they look, is it
They're very disgusting.
okay? Snakes. Any bad experience with snakes? Probably not. But we still are afraid of snakes. But it's 1 out of million that you would ever see a snake, touch a snake, or run into the snake, or the snake would bite you and you have problems with that. 1 out of a million. In Slovenia, I think so. That's my opinion. Spiders the same, but they look really not exactly as a pet-friendly kind of animal. But some people have tarantulas as pets. Marisa, now we know what you won't get for your birthday. That's a spider pet. Okay. Good. Vanessa, we have height, spiders and speaking in public. Please, Vanessa, you are a very calm person. How do you feel about that?
I'm kind of afraid of speaking in public. I just get nervous when I have presentations, and when I meet new people, I usually don't know what to say, and I may think I'm really shy, but with my friends, I'm not.
Okay, good. So you feel comfortable with your own circle of friends or circle of people where you feel comfortable? I think so. But otherwise, I think a lot of people are afraid of speaking in public or are not used to. I think that's not a bad thing in the case. Okay, just to quickly wrap it up and end this lesson, I would like to ask you one thing. You probably came to the third part when there was how to face the fear. Can somebody tell me, or if you read this, has anyone come to the end? How to face the fear? Steps? Because if you didn't, then we cannot talk about it, so we will keep it for the next time. But if somebody did, Dale, did you?
No.
No. Mai, did you?
No.
No, everybody will say no. I know. Okay. Joshua, did you?
Yes.
All right. Thank God. How to face the fear without reading, or if you read?
I don't know. We just need to build it. I don't know. It's not that hard to build it. I don't know.
Throw a bucket of spiders in Marisa.
You just, I don't know. If I bring a spider and she just need to touch it, and I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe. Can you imagine that? Probably not. Okay. Yeah, like you said, face the fear. A lot of people afraid of snakes. You have to face the fear by touching the snake. This is like a therapy. But of course, I don't know, touching the spider, touching the snake. Face with the heights. I don't know. If you're afraid of heights, I don't know. You're just afraid. I don't know how you can face that, but maybe you need to have some good experiences. So Marisa had to talk to spiders a little bit more. Maybe. You have to create your own web. Not website, but different things. How to face the fear in public speaking. Quite difficult. Right, Titsa? I know you from the 6th class. You are always very shy in front of the public. And it's very difficult to deal with. But you have some methods in therapy, of course, for that, but I'm not an expert in this. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll see each other on Wednesday. Sredo imamo malo prevedeli znanje, tako malo za vec, tako hrvatsko znanje, nič to nekaj posebej se uči. Posebej sredo, potem pišemo test. Okay. Thank you very much. Goodbye.